Pillage Overload.
Have a care. She's fixed. If you saw last week, I had
shots fired.
I had to tear it apart last week, but she's back. She's back. And let me reload.
Would you expect no less?
You know why I keep having issues reloading it? It's because my palm keeps hitting the trigger.
Hi, Janet.
Hi, Janet. Hi, Bo.
Hi, Bo. How are we doing tonight?
We got 5 viewers on right now.
How are things out on the West Coast, Janet?
Oop, I don't want to.
We are here, back again.
Hide.
For part 2.
I forgot this thing was busted. I gotta fix that.
Of Bartholomew Roberts.
Oh, we don't want to get too. Hi, Susan. I see you watching. Let me go back to the comments. Sorry.
Yeah. Gotta see what the folks are saying.
All right. So
how are we doing? All right, we're here.
We're here. So
we're in.
We're on Black Bart part 2. So if you guys joined us last week, we did part 1. That normally comes before 2.
In a normal
world.
Yeah.
Hi, Emily. Hi, Mark. Hi, Calypso. He's making your drinks. All right. Well, I hope your drinks are a lot better than ours. Hey, Steven.
Yeah, you don't even...
Hello, Susan.
So, you're checking the color on this, and I guarantee you won't even be able to guess that this is what...
If you don't remember...
If you were paying attention last week, this is not the drink.
I told him, too. This is not the drink he's looking for.
Right?
It's some kind of Yoda shit.
I'm like...
This is
what is that?
Yeah, and it's
sex on a pirate beach.
It's sex in Florida in the swamp glades.
It's the sex in the Everglades.
It's a ½ ounce of Midori, a ½ ounce of Chambord, and an ounce of pineapple rum, which is really bizarre. And when he was like, "Oh yay, sex on the beach," I'm like, "This is not the sex on the beach you're looking for."
No, it's definitely not.
We're going to call this sex.
We were not expecting this to be green. It's not supposed to be green.
It's sex in the swamp.
Yeah.
It's like chlamydia or something. Or they seriously got scurvy. I don't know. But we're going to drink it.
Okay.
Instead of Midori, it is melon liqueur. So hashtag drink more rum. That's sweet.
Whoa, yeah.
Oh,
wow. That Chambord is like...
I think that's the melon. I don't know. Best drink name ever. Dirty bathwater. No, it's green. If it was brown, I would say it was dirty bathwater.
This is like...
It's like scudge in a fish tank.
Scudge?
Scudge?
What is scudge?
I don't know.
Please tell me what scudge is.
It's what's in a fish tank. I just made it up. I don't know.
That green stuff at the bottom of the
Janet says she made a mermaid's ocean drink. It looked more like mermaid swamp. I know!
Yeah.
What is appealing about this?
This is like sex on the beach if you're like on an algae-infested beach somewhere.
You were so excited about this drink. I am so sorry that it was... Hold on. Let's read the description on this one. Mine was green too.
Yeah, I mean, it's sweet as hell. It tastes like melon because there's melon in it.
We're always creating new words on the show.
Like the melon is overwhelming.
All right, sex on the beach. According to the guy we've been drinking...
According to this...
Yeah, bilge pump. Nice one.
It's like bilge water.
Lemon Pledge. We've been doing our drinks from this, and we've been trying to stay true to the drinks in the book and not going too far off of it. So the description is Grenada is a tiny but lovely island located far down in the lower Windward Islands. Only 21 miles long by 12 miles wide. There are dozens of secluded beaches and covers, spice plantations, tropical rainforests, and charming pastel-colored West Indian structures.
Yeah.
I guess that's their definition of Jolly Rancher. It's not even a good sweet.
It's melon flavored. Like the melon took over the whole drink.
It's not even, and it's not, only a little portion of it too. I mean, most of it was pineapple rum. It's not all. Anyway, so
if you like a melon flavored drink, it's great.
It's awful. You don't want
green melon flavored drink.
We're saving you from never doing this. Hey, John, we're saving you from not trying this. Oh, hey, Clay.
What's up?
You missed.
We are enjoying our bilge water.
Yeah. Thanks for Ben Willis giving us that name for it. It's I don't even know.
I like that one.
I keep wanting to. Yeah, no, don't waste.
It needs to be a little bit darker.
Don't need to waste
darker green.
Well, you even said Sex on the Beach does not have rum in it.
Sex on an algae infested beach and the.
All right, now you're starting to copy me. Nice try.
Just saying, no.
So next week,
right,
is end that. Thank you for saving us from that drink.
So, yeah, please don't make that drink.
So next week is our season finale.
It is.
We do typically we do. Shut up, Tall Dory. Tall. Sorry, Tall. Hi, Tall.
Who's this Clay person?
I'm sorry.
It's Tall.
So next week is episode 12 for season 12. It is our season finale. We do 12 episodes at the beginning of the year, and then we get knee deep into the season, which we're prepping this week for our first event. We'll get to it in a second. But we have decided, and I'm going to leave it to this man, that instead of drawing the drink for next week, I am going to let him pick the drink for next week. And there's multiple reasons why I'm doing that. One being it's his birthday next week, so
it's my birthday.
I guess I'll be nice and let him pick the drink that's not in the book.
Yeah, and it's going to be a surprise because I haven't picked it yet.
Oh, you haven't thought about it yet? Okay, so I don't even know, but surprise. It should be. But it definitely be better than seaweed.
Yeah, seaweed infested bilge water.
And yes, we're going to keep drinking it because I don't believe in
got to get rid of it.
Wasting alcohol. Yes, we're looking forward to Saturday too. Maybe a drink that needs a smoke machine. Oh my God, you guys!
Guys in the smoke machine.
His signature recipe.
Thank you, Tall.
Possibly, I don't know. His signature recipe changes from season to season 2 with drinks. Apparently, we've had several versions of them. But as we were saying, this Saturday, smoked old fashioned. No, I don't do whiskey. He knows that. Birthday or not, I will stab him.
It's going to have rum in it.
Come on. No whiskey. But first event of the year is this weekend. It's Saturday. It is the Celtic Festival. We are with the crew. So we have been spending this week prepping for the event, prepping for the show. Lashing here decided to go psychotic and make a whole new outfit and then make sure she had stuff for everybody else and him. Yeah. And
she did me solid.
Did you
totally solid. So I have my family. We've talked about this and hit out a little bit. I am part of the Hay clan, so I'm Scottish. And
Stagnant Palm, that's a good one.
What's really cool is she made me a kilt with the Hay clan tartan, and I made a sign or the family crest, which is the Hay clan family crest, and I'm going to have it out there hanging up, and we're going to be doing interpretations of Jacobites and all kinds of cool stuff.
They're looking for
Celtic related.
Yeah, they're still wanting pirates and Golden Age Piracy, but they're wanting more influence of Irish and Scottish pirates, which is why we did a Jacobite episode and we've been doing research and all that.
Yeah, because my family is from basically the Highland area, the Perth, which is northeast Scotland. So very cool. I'm gonna have fun. It's gonna be. Totally looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward.
It's gonna be a blast.
I'm wearing lady kit.
And it's in a beautiful area.
I just went over. Yes.
It's in a beautiful area of Virginia called Big Island.
It's north of Roanoke.
Yeah, northeast of Roanoke.
Mm-hmm. Not too far. Where we go
close to the mountains, so it's kind of mountainous, kind of cool.
Kind of mountainous.
Kind of mountainous.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's going to be fun.
Just don't start. But yeah, I put dry ice in your drinks so they smoke. Oh, that's actually kind of a cool idea. That's not a bad idea. You guys were just convinced for the smoke machine and smoke and all that.
All the smoke.
Well, maybe that might be a good idea. I did suffer through and made Ladies Kit. If you saw the post about me not feeling my fingertips, just because I absolutely abused my hand for the last 2 weeks with tools and needles. She's probably
poked herself with a needle 5,000 times.
And I made my lip bleed because I stabbed myself in the mouth. I I was like, hey, PJ, I stabbed myself in the lip when I was, going to put the needles in my mouth while I'm doing my thing. And
these are the things that you don't know that
my blood, sweat, and tears literally goes in everything I make. So, anyway.
That go into these things. We literally bleed.
We bleed what we do.
Well, she does. I bleed out in the shop when I get splinters and all kinds of other crazy stuff.
Dry Ice and Photography is planned this season. Yeah, we were doing some stuff at Smith Mountain Lake last year with Dry Ice and Water.
Hey, look, Steven, maybe she'll let me bring the smoke machine out for my birthday. It is my birthday.
And
it is the season finale.
Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited.
Get Steven all worked up.
Yeah, I smoke without the machine. So, and it's we'll just close off highlights and everything for the past week. Nominations are closed for the Order of Lifen. That was the 24th. So we should hear, I believe, on the 1st about our nominees. And then you'll start seeing pictures and logos and all that. So super excited to see who is going to be coming out and, being a part of the Order with me and my fellow brothers and sisters of the Order. So we're super excited about it. Yeah, you guys have smoke machine. Of course you would go a part of that, Glenn.
Smoke machine.
You guys are killing me.
Machine.
No. You gotta really persuade me. Packing and watching. Yeah, we were running around packing. I literally came through the door and started taking care of making sure all my stuff was ready because I was at work today and he was getting all his things. So
and trailer's packed. All I got to do is make some drinks and we're good to go.
Yeah, awesome. Looking at Tulsa's amazing nominations this year, I'm really excited to see who is a part of the nominees. But when I got home, trying to get everything together because he knows what I normally wear at an event, and I'm not wearing what I normally wear at an event. So it's
what you normally wear at an event
is what I'm wearing right now.
Tonight.
So the fact that I had to try on my new pair of stays. He had to help me lace me in my new pair of stays.
Yeah.
It's his favorite thing.
So, yeah, as a pirate husband, these are things you learn. You learn how to lace stays and lace corsets. So if you're a pirate husband and you don't know how to lace a corset or lace a stay,
and clearly
you're not doing it right.
Clearly, you've never been to Singapore.
Right.
Where it's all the fashion in London. Well, women in London don't breathe. And I tell you what, they don't.
They don't. No,
and
they don't.
I made the outfit to be...
You just pull.
Yeah.
And pull.
And as he was lacing me, I'm on the phone talking to Bo.
And it's so much fun to pull.
Until you break the damn cording. And then we got to start all over again. And I'm about to whack you. Wacka, 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 wacka. I refuse to wear corsets anymore.
We don't blame you, Jenna.
I don't do it frequently. I wore them to the induction, the 2020-2022 induction. I did my first pair of stays. I wore for that. And I specifically made my stays because of the Celtic Festival. I was really excited about doing that. We're not running guns. I don't care.
At least this weekend we're not.
This weekend we're not running guns.
Tonight she's running a gun.
Do you know if I can bring my sword? Double check the website. I don't see why not. They might tell you to peace tie it. I mean, worst case scenario, they'll tell you to leave it in the car. So
bring it. You never know.
Yeah,
it's always best to bring it and find out when you get there.
Mm-hmm. So those of you who missed last week, we started off talking about Black Bart, Bartholomew Roberts.
Yes,
born May 17th. May is such a good month. Talking about birthdays.
Yeah.
1682.
We're going to recap a little bit so we'll catch you guys up to where we're at.
And as we learned last week, Janet taught us, he's a Cymru, not Welsh, because that's a derogatory name meaning foreigner. That's why we're going to say he's Cymru. And initially reluctant to become a pirate, Roberts joined after being captured by pirates. We're going to get into a little bit more of that whole scenario. He was on the Princess in 1719, and then he was inducted to be captain after Hal Davis was killed because of his navigational skills and charisma. I don't know about the charisma.
Yeah.
I think he was just...
He was a bastard is what he was. For lack of
I
a
won't
better
wear
word.
one either, although with my expanding waistline I could use one. I know where you could find a man corset. I've seen them before. We can work on that, Willis. If you really want to know.
We could skinny you up a little bit.
Skinny you up.
I could use that too. Need a man corset.
But Bartholomew Roberts was really ruthless and efficient, and that's what we're going to kind of focus on tonight, about how his actions made him into probably one of the questions. It's like, is he one of the most notable pirates that were? He definitely is one of the pirates that started after he died to the downfall of the Golden Age of Piracy.
Yes.
So, but his first act to show how ruthless and his efficiency was the raid of this is like, the portobello mushroom issue with me. Principe? Cuba. But it's not! It's not!
It wasn't Cuba yet.
No, it's not! The Principe Islands in 1719.
If you've watched past episodes, she has an issue with saying Principe.
Principe?
So she calls it
Principe.
Cuba. Because it turned into Cuba.
Cuba. King Cuba.
Anyway,
so Hal Davis, we talked about a little bit last week. Hal Davis was trying to use trickery to kidnap the Portuguese governor of Principe. Portobello mushroom.
Anyway.
Are we in the wrong area? I'm sorry. Anyway, so Hal Davis, in a polite letter claiming he was a Royal Navy officer seeking diplomatic meeting. Please, sir, I want some more. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
It's the equivalent of rolling down the window. Like, please, do you have any Grey Poupon?
So the governor was no dummy. Apparently, he suspected a trap, and then he set up his own ambush. And Davis came ashore with a small party and was gunned down and killed. So that is setting the stage for what we have with not Hal Davis, with Mr. Roberts.
Mr. Roberts.
Yes. Mr. Anderson.
So he hadn't been a pirate really all that long.
A couple weeks, I think they said, before this all occurred.
Yeah, Davis died shortly.
Very shortly.
After Roberts.
After the princess was taken.
Yes. Sorry.
Come on. I got to get you in the mindset
here. I'm catching up here.
It's been a week. We told you.
They literally pretty much elected him captain immediately after that, because of his abilities. He had been a sailor. He had been in the Royal Navy.
He was a navigator.
The guy was experienced, so it wasn't, And Hal Davis, because they were both, was it Kimru? They were both from that area.
Countrymen. They were countrymen together.
Yeah, and so Hal Davis knew this. So, he was that guy.
He was pissed. He was furious.
Yes.
So as his first act as captain, after they voted him in, he led a strike on the island.
Yeah.
Immediately.
They basically retaliated as soon as for his death. And, burned the place and
full on attack,
burned the ships,
bombarded,
and then took off.
Killed, captured defenders, like no man behind.
For Hal Davis's death.
Hey, Brian's watching.
Brian
Blair.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, I see you watching. I have it on my phone. I know how to watch.
We see you.
I see you. So height of his, that's what started. So I want to emphasize that was the beginning of, he was not press game. We talked about, he was he was
yes.
Thank you. You're a big help right now. God. He was
I'm not
influenced.
Sure
he was
highly influenced
to be a pirate.
Coerced. Yes, he was coerced into being a pirate, basically.
Those are all the wrong words, and you're not helping.
Well,
I just want to say that was his first act of piracy, even after he came on the ship when Hal Davis was pirate. I want to focus on that
What we know
gravity of it.
Well, here's the thing. What we know about his attitude later is that it probably didn't take a whole lot of coercion. He probably was like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Because, if you remember at the time, the Royal Navy wasn't paying.
Well, he was
Jack.
also not on the Royal Navy. He was on a merchant ship at the time it was taken.
Well, yeah, anybody's going to look at the situation and be like, I can make more money as a pirate. And he had that attitude, clearly, because it developed. His attitude developed into the crazy pirate that he was. So obviously,
we are calling it crazy because once we go through some of these scenarios, it's holy shit.
Obviously, in the beginning, there was like, okay, you can see why he became a pirate pretty easily. If you look at his later career, like, okay, yeah.
So in the duration of his pirate career, his expansion in the Caribbean and Americas, he even, he was in Africa. We're talking about his widespread of where he was at was not limited. That's one big thing because we keep talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. He was definitely not just there.
Yeah, he didn't stay in the Caribbean.
No. He had big notable victories, sacking in ships and entire towns, which is one we're definitely going to focus on.
Yeah.
He had battles against warships and merchant fleets. I mean, he was putting a name out there for himself.
Keep in mind, obviously, they're talking like he had captured like 400 ships, so he was very busy.
It is documented that it's contested between 400. Some say 470.
It may not have been exactly 400, but it was a lot.
Holy shit! For a 3-year pirate career, 400. That's over 100 ships per year, roughly. If you even thinking. Bringing that down to 300, it's 100 ships per year.
Really? Like, what's the difference between 300 and 400?
At that point? So, and he had a very complex leadership style, which I think also brought about his story. He was strict but fair, demanded discipline, rewarded loyalty. We're going to talk about that with the code. Harsh punishments for breaking the codes.
Mm-hmm.
That he is first documented for the pirate code.
Which is why they think that how they think that the code came about.
Yeah.
He ran a tight ship and he ran a tight fleet.
But it was still a pirate ship.
Yeah, he still liked to have fun. There's no doubt about that. I mean, the guy, they definitely had their times where they were getting drunk and having a good time, which is great. That's kind of the way you want it, really. You're tight and strict when it comes to capturing the ships, and then when you get the loot, have a good time. And I think that's the way he pretty much ran everything.
And he did amass a large fleet.
Why are you using the
ram?
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was on the other side of the.
I've been trying to reach you about your car warranty. I don't know if anybody heard that. On my books, but it says Roberts didn't drink. Yes, we've read that too. So talking what Janet talked about with Robert's code of conduct, and I'm going to bring up.
He may not have, but
sorry.
House isn't that nice?
I'm going to go straight to the articles. There's the articles. So, when he enforced one of the most famous pirate codes in history, and his articles were stricter than most, maybe balancing discipline with democratic principles. It was debated whether it was because he was an asshole or he was really trying to bring democracy to a ship.
Well, I think he also his prior Royal Navy experience instilled in him a some control, wanting to have control, structure. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure
being that it was religious, those two things combined, I think, he wanted to have a good amount of control over his crew. That way it would run efficiently.
I would believe, too, that he would have seen that when there was chaos and all that is going to make I mean, we talk about Calico Jack, what happened with him, with the drunk crew and all that. And I think that maybe he did not know that happened, but he maybe understood that and saw that. Stephen Wilson's the code came after William Kennedy stole the other ships and left him. Yep. Cover because some of the key codes, like there was 11 articles, which actually is interesting. History of Pirates, dated in 1742, had the 11th article included, but there's some documentation that was 10 articles. What you see on the screen right now is all 11 articles per what we pulled when this is within the History of Pirates. That's Charles Johnson, who no one knows is real, but you have items in there of no gambling, no drinking on board, no bringing women on the ship.
Right.
The plunder.
Right. Where are you at?
Lights out at 8 p.m.
Sorry.
Number 11 is this the musician one.
Yes. So musicians got Sundays off.
Which they think he did that because he was a music lover.
Yes. And desertion was punishable by death. So you did not desert his crew.
No. And I think anybody who wanted to. Like, well, desertion's bad. Bad dog.
Mr. Willis, not a big fan of structure. No kidding.
No. I know you're not a big fan of structure.
Get right out of town.
That's why somebody else thinks Scarabin. So, actually, before we get into the infamous raids and final years, I'm going to go back to that slide. And I'm going to go to the beginning because I totally did this and I'm like so mad I forgot to say something. Talking about Bartholomew Roberts, born in 1682, died in 1722. What you see in the upper right-hand corner is his most popular, hey Robert, flag. He actually had multiple flags that were described. So
that is the most
popular
one that's described to him. But these are a couple other ones that
this one's not really known. And honestly, that picture me and you were looking at, and I was like, oh, that's Blackbeard's flag. I think it was this flag. I saw the stabbing heart, and I'm like, oh, that's Blackbeard. Now this is apparently another flag for Black Bart.
Yeah. Now, mind you, Black Bart was one of the pirates that was documented to have flown black flags. Mm-hmm. Now, whether or not most of these are actual flags that he flew,
or just described and they were interpreted, because a lot of it's an interpretation.
Yeah, and as we all know,
yep, this is the big one.
When it comes to Jolly Rogers, most of them were developed long after the pirates were around, and there are a lot of them are attributed to movies. But with Bartholomew Roberts, they attribute a lot of these flags to him through witnesses that have actually seen them. So
not just that, and John Phillips, I think is a gentleman's name. John Phillips was a part of his crew and actually wrote about this. Kind of the same thing where Woodes Rogers and William Dampier, we have a lot of that information because they journaled on their voyages. One of Robert's crew, who survived, actually journaled and wrote it all down. So that's what we have to go by in the descriptions that they have. And then Charles Johnson is one of the writers.
Took a lot of his descriptions of the flags from those writings.
So in the career of Bartholomew Roberts, there's a lot. There is no way we are going to cover it in our time here on the show, which is why, hi Tucci, comments, which is why we're not going to hit everything, but some of the major raids, the major attacks, one of them was the attack on the Portuguese treasure fleet, which was one of their biggest hauls ever. They estimated 4 million British pounds of gold and valuables in crazy. 18th century. And somehow
that's just beyond the pale.
Right. But somehow he's in the top 10 most richest pirates, but he's not number one.
Yeah.
I don't remember what number he is. I should have probably figured that out.
Sam Bellamy was.
Sam Bellamy was number one. Oh, I know.
As,
I know who's number one.
I know.
I know who's number one.
I know you know.
I know. And he did it far from the West African stronghold, proving that his global reach and that he was untouchable. That really made an impact, that he was anywhere in doing this. Then
came the raid on Newfoundland.
Yes.
Which was some crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he entered this harbor in Newfoundland.
It was one of the largest and most destructive acts in piracy during the Golden Age of Piracy. And after that raid, Roberts continued south and returned to West Africa. So basically he did this, and this is what set up his downfall. Basically what they came after him. But the raid of Newfoundland is just insane.
Yes.
Sam Bellamy's my favorite.
This raid basically is one of like the craziest things that happened in the Golden Age of Piracy.
Somebody was sleeping on the job.
Yeah.
Big time on this.
The British got hammered in this. So he basically sailed in the harbor and they put up no resistance.
I don't even think they knew he was there.
Completely caught him off guard.
Can you see me now? John Cena?
Yeah, they did not see this coming at all. There were ships there, so the HMS Experiment.
I love the names of some of the HMS ships that they come up with, like the Swallow. The Experiment. Come on.
That is a weird name for a ship. Experiment. The Experiment fled without firing a shot. Its crew.
Cowards!
They panicked, and
pussies.
When they saw Roberts coming in, because he didn't have just one ship; he had a whole fleet coming into the harbor. So,
well, if this is where it's setting up when we talk about the Onslow, it would make sense.
And from what we had talked about before, when he entered a harbor, Yeah. Like they were blowing horns and firing cannons and just going totally crazy.
They're going ape shit, so to speak. ape shit.
I was going to say that, but
ape shit with ape shit with structure and integrity.
Structural ape shit. So
they were like SEAL Team 6 ape shit.
So the local captains either abandoned their ships or surrendered immediately.
They're a bunch of wusses. God.
Because really, like, well, I mean, you can't blame them. Really.
No, especially at this point, if you heard what he did with Principe and some of the other, I mean, really, if his reputation is starting to get ahead of him, we talked about reputation and terror and just presence.
It was no.
Yep.
This particular episode was like he went all in on this one.
Yep.
And so they went ship to ship. They burned or scuttled basically 22 different vessels. 22. Yeah. Burned the entire harbor. So not just ships. They burned the entire harbor.
So the docks.
The dockyard, the supply warehouses, the fishing operations, the whole 9 yards.
And we're talking Newfoundland, so
their fishing operations. The British lost a lot of money because of this raid.
Well, a part of it also because of the fishing was down. A lot of it was part of their food supplies, like cod. Mm-hmm. This is Newfoundland, so Canada.
This was a huge cod processing or fishing harbor. Yep. So the British lost their whole cod supply because of this raid.
They were just disrupted, annihilated, crushed. I don't know what you want to call it. It was there. They're like,
all those
shit.
Words.
I said, have a care.
What did you do?
I hit the light post and it bounced back.
Oh, see? That's what you get.
Oh, shut up. Keep talking. How about during the raid? What happened with Roberts? So during the raid, Roberts actually held my corpse.
Yes. he had mock
which
courts.
is freaking hilarious.
So in the middle of all this, he's
maybe
holding mock
after.
courts. Well,
before he disappeared, after he did all this.
It was supposedly during.
Yeah, well, I guess if you're in the middle and you're still there, you're still raiding.
Well, it could. It didn't really
What's your definition of beginning and ending raid?
Well, they didn't give a definition also on how long all this took either. So it could have It could have taken days.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, you don't know. From the time he entered and ended, that is a raid. Whether he was actually bombing, firing, or all that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, during all this, they're saying he held
mock courts,
which was
they basically went and took the ship captains who didn't fight and tried to flee and put them on court. Put them on trial. That was the idea with the mock courts, and from that.
So even in the middle of all this, he's still being serious and like holding court mock
or not. I guess you say it. Yeah.
Prosecuting people.
But he used that to his advantage of embarrassing the hell out of these people and going to their crew and saying, who do you want to be with? This mangy mutt? Or with somebody who can come in with... He had a fleet, but it was still smaller than a naval fleet and absolutely annihilated them. So, and along with that, because of his articles with the equity of pay and how they were treated, he was able to sign on a bunch of those sailors and build his fleet even more.
So, yeah, the Royal Navy was not happy about this.
They were humiliated. Yeah. Humiliated.
And because of that, they faced a whole lot of pressure to capture Roberts.
Mm-hmm. So this single pirate captain had done so much damage and almost destroyed the entire seasonal fleet that was there. So the Royal Navy, like he said, started facing pressure, and this is what enforced Roberts' image as the most dangerous pirate alive. Not just Robin, but what he did to the economics of the cod trade, cod market, the cod industry, whatever you want to call it, the cod. It's all about the cod. Do you know how much I like cod?
What he did to the cod fishing industry?
Cod makes good fish and chips. With some beer batter.
You're not wrong.
With some meatloaf and some beers.
We went there.
Yes, we did. I'm waiting for Tucci to chime in, and he's not. I am so disappointed, Tucci. So disappointed. Oh, wait a minute. There's more talking. Structured ape shit. Good number for a band. Organized chaos. A large fish fry. Nice shot. Isn't Jay a big cod fan? Uh-huh. We should only totally do mock court. Mock court is fun. Captain Hook was called a codfish by Peter Pan. You're right. Throw these pirates some stars, mates. And halibut is better. I like halibut. Actually, you're right. I do like halibut better than cod. Cod's
just easier to get a hold of.
Cod's chewy.
Well, it's...
Cod can be chewy if it's overcooked.
Well, you gotta cook it right.
If it's overcooked, it's chewy.
It's good for fish and chips, though. Because
so is halibut.
It's soft and buttery.
Oh my god, this is so damn sweet.
Yeah, they are. It is.
But there's other notable.
Finish it though.
It is chewy. It is. Yeah, I'm on halibut. I like flounder for the halibut. Well, you like halibut. You don't. Never mind. Halibut. Hey, Jeff. I was going to say halibut, since he doesn't have.
No butt. All right,
no butt at all.
Back to the story.
So that was the biggest, I would say, land attack that Roberts did that cemented his name. But he also had some very notable ship captures. French warships. He famously captured 2 French warships off of the Senegal River, which became Ranger and Little Ranger. I'm not even going to go with it. I'm not even going to go.
Comte Toulouse.
It's the Ranger and Little Ranger.
Toulouse.
Comte Toulouse.
Anyway. Which he renamed the Ranger.
That's what I said.
Yes.
I said he chapter
That's
2.
what I said.
Ranger, stop it. You keep doing that this week. Ranger and Little Ranger.
I'm talking with my hands.
It's
almost like I'm Italian.
I do not like chewy cod. Wade, shut up. Hi, Wade. We got Wade on tonight too.
Smoking bacon.
Super sweet drinks are a bit nasty and salty. What? Wait a minute. What? The drinks
don't anyway. Let him have his no.
I don't. Right, Janet. Don't,
Janet. Janet. Don't fall for it.
You're going after it. But one of the most notable ships we did want to mention was the Onslow, which
yes,
we have. We can jump to that one. You want to talk about that one? That's the Onslow.
Oh, we were supposed to just gloss over this.
This is just glossing over it. It was August 18, 1721. The ship's cargo was valued at approximately 9,000 pounds, British pounds.
Which back then was still like you could live the rest of your life on that. Yeah. There's too much to read. The cargo value was
down one. Right here.
This one. Following the capture, Roberts converted the Onslow into his flagship. So this is
why we're bringing this one up.
That's right. We talked about this,
and this is why it's on here.
Yes. So the Onslow was infamous because it was one of the ships that he named Royal Fortune.
It was actually the fourth and final ship to bear that name under his command. That is what is important. So not only about the Newfoundland raid we're talking about. Newfoundland. But I think between that and this ship taken is very prominent on his downfall. Like, this is like his peak. He's there, and then he goes.
I mean, this was no small ship either. It had 40 cannons. It was a pretty formidable ship for the time. So you can see why he took it and made it the next Royal Fortune.
And then he transformed it, mounting 40 cannons. That's 40. That's what I just said. Did you?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You lie. Liar! He's also took the governor of Martinique warship and captured the heavily armed French warship that was being used by the governor of Martinique. I mean, how pissed off would you be? Like, God damn you, Adams! Damn you, Roberts! And then a Portuguese trade armada ship was another really notable ship that he captured. Because he just kept going after Portugal trade armada, and the one was probably one of the largest.
He was not a fan of the Portuguese.
No.
Or Martinique. Hence the ABM on his flag.
Yep. There is nothing wrong with keeping a great name for subsequent ships. I'm all for it. Did he change his flag with each ship change?
That's a good question.
It's a good question. I don't know if it did because it's been... I don't know. I mean, the flags are talked about and interchanged a lot. I'm not really sure. We don't know
for sure. That is a very good question.
And when we're talking about with the flags, that they were so romanticized with the stories when people were starting like, oh my God, pirates. And the flags really were established after the Golden Age Piracy lot. Ed Fox, right?
Yes.
He did a book on the pirate flags. It was actually... It was a very good book.
And see, if I'd have thought about it, I would have brought it out here and we would have used it as one of our references because I'm sure there's something in there about Robert's flags because he had so many. But I didn't. So somebody out there Google it for me.
Where's our Google machines out there? Jesse's not on. JP Jr. normally Googles for us. I know he's working.
Somebody can Google it. Come on, people. Help us out.
So anyway.
Did he change his flags around?
I'm wondering. I wonder if it was. That's a really good observation, Stephen. I would never even thought about that.
Yeah.
He had four flagships. And actually he had the three prominent flags. I actually think there was four. I couldn't find the fourth one. I couldn't remember what the fourth one was. But that's really interesting. I mean, you've been doing a lot of research on flags. You do black flags they were sewn and some were painted. Obviously,
If I had to make a guess,
what's
an
your
educated guess,
what is your gut
I
feeling?
would say
when you
that he
talk-
would have probably flown the flag that like pissed off the people he was attacking the most. So if he was going to capture the Martinique ship, he probably would have flown his.
Oh, okay, I got what you're saying. The bleeding
He
heart
probably
would have been the
he would
different
have flown
groups.
the ABM-ABH
Okay.
flag because
because
he
there would have
hated
been
Martinique so much.
yeah.
So if I were him,
You've
I would
taken
have flown the flag
Shut up, Wade.
that upset the people he was attacking the most.
It would be interesting, and maybe because it was around the same time as Blackbeard, and Blackbeard was quoted to have a similar flag to Black Bart. Maybe that was kind of pretending to be who he wasn't, using intimidation and impersonation.
Yeah, so
I mean,
that
a
was
lot
the
of
whole
the
point,
parts
was
of
to
that.
intimidate. So
And impersonation, because that's why they would always run up the country flags before they showed their true colors. Anybody was there for Talk Like Tar episode?
that got him close.
Yeah,
is what that did. So you're gonna run up your country flag or whatever country. So say you spot the ship on the horizon and it's Spanish. You're gonna run up a Spanish flag, so they're not gonna think that you're the enemy. So you can get up close to them, and when you get up close to them, you're gonna lower that Spanish flag and pop up the pirate flag and be like, "Pow!"
showing their true colors.
Yes.
So by early 1722, Roberts was basically a pirate for 3 years at this time, 1719. And then his reputation definitely became way above and beyond what he probably ever imagined was. And the British Royal Navy had to respond. They were at the point where everybody's like, you need to do something. So the British response to his success was dispatching Captain Chaloner Ogle aboard the HMS Swallow.
Chaloner?
Chaloner. Swallow.
Chaloner Ogle.
With HMS Swallow, who is a 50-gun warship. And you got to remember now that the Royal Fortune had 40 guns on there, so
he's outgunning them. It's a big ship.
By 10 guns.
Ship is no small ship.
So the fateful battle with the Swallow was February 10th, 1722. So we're talking early February. We're saying that Roberts entered piracy in do I have the date on here, or did I forget to put it on here? I didn't put it on here. It was like April, I think, the date. So
1719.
1719, I think that's what it was. No, May. I'm sorry, May. It's May 1719. So the fateful battle of the Swallow was February 10th, 1722. So we're talking almost 3 years. Just short of 3 years.
Yeah. So homeboy was busy.
Mm-hmm. He was an ugly dude, Ogle, at least from the drawing of him in my books.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to think that
he was English. He was ugly.
Well, and Roberts came out dressed in silk. Some say velvet, but he basically came out in his best. Mm-hmm. Make sure we're looking our best right now. Yes, dramatic death. Well, he wasn't expecting to die, but
gotta adjust.
You hit this thing one more time.
You gotta adjust your feathers.
Why?
Because that's what he would have done.
Oh, I gotta adjust my feathers?
Yes.
Me caress my feathers?
Yes.
All right, they're caressed.
Yes.
So his dramatic death was a single grape shot to the throat, like literally a single grape shot to the throat. Not they were carrying pineapples. What? HMS Spitter. Not Swallow, Spitter. So the biggest thing is Robert's final command was to throw his body overboard to prevent capture. He didn't want the same thing to happen to him that happened to a lot of the pirates who were captured and hung and gibbeted, rivet. But Wiser.
So, yeah.
Tarred and gibbeted, so.
Yes, because he was killed in this infamous battle.
In
with
a single
Swallow,
shot. Yep.
With grape shot.
Mm-hmm.
And according to him, he didn't, like said, he was thrown overboard.
He died standing at the wheel, dressed like a king, they said.
They say,
refusing to run or hide, and his crew reportedly didn't even realize he was dead until after the fight had turned. It'd be like, yo, we did it! Dude, we did it!
And they rolled him over.
Oh, shit,
and
you're dead.
He had a big hole in him.
I was like, oh, man!
Dang it.
Damn it. So essentially, after he died and was thrown off, 70 pirates were actually hung from that. They were captured and hung for the battle. It was the largest mass execution of pirates from the Golden Age of Piracy. Womp womp.
Yeah.
And then the British used his downfall as propaganda to deter others from piracy. And I imagine because of his reputation and the amount of pirates, he got surprised. What irony. I imagine with all that is probably what contributed to what they were able to help with their own propaganda. But at least he wasn't
they
hung.
say, this was the end of an era.
Legacy of Bartholomew Roberts. He had such an amazing impact on piracy. Obviously, he is the highest confirmed ship captures. Whether they're going to agree on it's 400, 470, or 300, it's still a lot.
A lot.
He created a lot of influences on pirate legends and media. Clothing wise, I think the fact that he came out and was dressed in his finest.
Relax.
Do I need to start counting?
No. Yes. No. So he died like a man.
How do you know that he wasn't hung? Shut up. He wasn't dead. He was playing a possum, and then he drowned. If that was the case,
let's go away.
So, he died on his feet. I think that's what you were just trying to say. Yes. In battle,
died in battle like a man.
And this motto, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it was his, or if it started with him, or if media and years of talking pirates, it eventually went on him. Was
a short life, but a merry one.
A merry life and a short one shall be my motto.
Yeah.
That was the phrase that they said was his.
Okay.
So he was never captured.
We'll go with that.
Never tried. Never gave an inch.
He was killed.
Yeah, well, that's his inch that he gave.
What, did you die?
I did die. Oh. Janet. That's why I said, shh, don't encourage the man.
Yeah.
His articles, bold leadership, refusal to back down, made him the essential what we all think as pirates. You know, especially with the articles and Captain Blood with the articles.
He had the flair. He had the articles.
Mm-hmm.
He died in battle. Doesn't get any better than that for a pirate.
So, the last myth, the Black Bart. Was he the greatest pirate of all time? That is what I am asking.
Answer the question for us. Was he the greatest pirate of all time?
Or what do you guys
go back to the comments? You guys tell us. Who do you think he was the greatest pirate of all time?
Or, you know, what was his greatest moments of being that? So, why do we have so much information on Black Bart? I kind of mentioned it earlier. Roberts is...
Well, of course, Janet agrees.
Roberts is one of the few pirates with a detailed legacy due to the writings of one of his captured crew members, John Phillips. He documented his life aboard Robert's ships, and that's what provided a lot of the information that we know today. Still, single primary resources are really difficult to come by. We are only going off what we learned. We may be wrong on some things. But what do you think, if you think he was good, and trim that scraggly beard, what do you think was his greatest moment? Mine, I think, was Newfoundland. I think that was his peak. his moment, his oh shit, we have a problem from everybody else around him. Like this guy
that's
means,
what the British said.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a problem.
We have a serious problem with this.
We have a pirate invading our harbor.
Morgan Adams was the best pirate of all time.
Shut up, Wade.
Bad dog. We've talked about that damn movie so many times. It's so awful. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. But what would you say is what would you think is his greatest moment from what we had talked about?
I would say
he did not last too long. Yes,
I would definitely say Newfoundland was the epitome of because he did it all in that raid. He attacked ships, he attacked the harbor, he burned the harbor, he burnt ships.
He hurt the commerce. He hurt
commerce. Yeah, he did everything in that one raid. I mean,
Tulsa's definitely one of the most successful.
Yeah, it's like when Morgan raided Portobello. He didn't really. Robertson really walk out of Newfoundland, or should I say, sail out of Newfoundland with a whole lot of plunder. But boy, did he mess their game up.
I wholeheartedly. I keep forgetting I can highlight people's comments.
I mean,
that are not being dorks.
By this time, he had enough plunder to not really care whether he.
Well, Stephen Willis, he took it to the limit. I don't think he really cared about. He
definitely
money.
Took that raid to the limit.
I don't think he really cared about money at that point. I think at that point he really hated the English. He was pissed off about what happened to Hal Davis, loyalty and all that, and he was at the point where he was going to make a point, and he didn't care what it cost him, and that's what he did.
This was his blaze of glory moment.
And you go and look, and we did not touch on a lot in the 3 years this man was a pirate and a captain. It is amazing the orchestra of attacks he did, and even when he saw the Swallow, and the Swallow actually was with another greatest wealth and vessel acquisitions, quite possibly greatest authority report of viciousness, probably not. I could believe that. What is the difference between a whole? Never mind. I'm not answering that one. It was shit. I lost my train of thought. I think I lost my train of thought, and I can't go replay what I was saying. The Swallow actually went with. I'm reading my notes here. Oh. The fact that he saw the Swallow, because it's a delay on here, and I actually saw what I was saying. The Swallow came with another ship when they came to attack him. And he saw that, and he knew he probably should have turned around and said, no, this is not a good day for us. Let's live to fight another day. He said, nope, I'm putting on my best, my silks or whatever, and we are going to train to rail. It's always the rail when I'm talking to you guys. He's like, nope.
You guys have a way of derailing us.
Going on deck, standing at that, and we are going to do this. That's what I thought. Bravery or stupidity is a fine line. Mm-hmm. Same thing with arrogance and confidence. I think he definitely had borderline arrogance with this, and if I go, we all go type of attitude, even if the rest of them aren't ready to go.
Yeah, with Newfoundland, he definitely played the confidence card. He went in and he was confident.
Oh God, I think he played the confidence card in almost everything he did, whether it was right, wrong, or indifferent. Vicious, the pirate known for eating hearts, was Francois. I'm not going to say that last name at all, but I'm going to have to look that one up. So Ballas and I we're still exploring different pirates. We keep talking about doing these shows and wanting to. Arrogance has served him well for a time. It did. There's such an inappropriate joke from this conversation that I won't say. Really? You're not going to play along with Willis and Smoke? Those two idiots. Oh, well, you're on Facebook. You don't see the conversation going on YouTube. So That explains a lot. If you were on the YouTube comments right now, BJ, you would see Smoke Bacon and Mr. Willis making asses of both of them. He did die with his boots on. So
he did, for sure.
There are still so many more pirates out there that we have not explored and we want to explore. Pagoy. What was the one guy random name?
I don't know, but yeah, we want to. I would like to start getting into the smaller name pirates. You know, the ones like you're saying that aren't infamous, like Bartholomew Roberts was.
Yep.
You know, there was a lot of them out there. You know, there's a lot of pirates that didn't get the recognition that, you know, the Roberts and the Blackbeard and.
Well, you got Hal Davis, who we kind of talked about, Edward England, and then you start going from Edward England to, and I'm working on that family tree of how they're all connected to each other with the relations, because it ends up, go to bed. Peter Easton. I know Tucci mentioned another pirate to me. He was a Puerto Rican pirate when he was up in New England this last weekend doing an event. All pirates are interesting to learn about. All parrots, pants. Yeah, I just did that. I think they all have interesting backstories, and that is also what I think makes a very interesting with the pirate community today. We all have interesting backstories, where we come from and why we're doing what we're doing. Obviously, we're not all outlaws. Most pirates come from the law and become into piracy. So I am, as long as we have been doing this, we are always looking for new information and try to figure out. We have so much resources. We're meeting so many new people who are coming to us and mentioning different items, and it just adds to the list of interests. So Black Bart's greatest moment is
we never proclaim to know that we never proclaim that we know everything about what we're talking about.
And so trust me,
if you guys have information and things like that, feel free to chime in and let us know when we're screwing up, or if there's something else you want to add to the conversation.
And we've been called out on it when we were doing the shipwreck episode, and I totally...
I don't mind being called out, because I'd rather give the correct information than, you know, tell you guys a bunch of hoo-ha.
Well, it's just the two of us with everybody that's joining us, and we love having you guys here every week and bringing your information and your own personal knowledge. It just makes us more knowledgeable. Then when we go to the next event, we can talk about it because we know from experience from what you guys said. So I have an interesting backside. You have no backside.
Shut up, Willis.
So, pirate history discussion. So, thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget, next week is our season finale for the beginning of the year. We're changing up how we do the end of the year. We'll do some more shorts and updates on that as we go out through the season. Saturday, yes, Will. Look forward to seeing you. I'll have my tape measure with me, buddy. PJ, oh yeah, comments are better over here. I told you. Next week's season finale, no real topic. It's Pirate's Choice. This pirate, because it's his birthday.
We're going to be rocking out with you guys and having a good time.
Season 12, we might have some topics. If you have anything, no ask at all. Yes, the Pluto, he knows. So
you know Willis so well.
Until next week, thank you guys so much for joining us, everybody. As always, I'm going to miss some people. I know I saw Susan, Bo, Lindsay, Wade, PJ, Will, Tall, Emily, Robert, hey Sonny Boy, Jeff, Steve Banuelos. Oh, there's so many of you guys. We really appreciate you guys coming in and joining us. So I don't think I have anything in here, do I? Oh, I did, and I did it again.
Oh my God, really?
That's two for tonight.
You're knocking more. It's like, how are you shooting it over there and knocking stuff off the bar?
I didn't knock anything off the bar. I magically went through the ships. I don't know
how that missed the ships.
I completely...
anyway.
Anyway, until next week, guys, we appreciate you. Be safe. Until then, hashtag
Drink
Drink
more
more
rum.
rum.
Mm.
Where's my straw?
Mm.